Recently, we learned that everyone 16 and up in D.C., Maryland, and Virginia will be eligible to book an appointment to get vaccinated by April 19th. That matches President Biden's new deadline for all U.S. adults to be eligible for the coronavirus vaccine. Nationally, more than 63 million people are fully vaccinated against the coronavirus. In the DMV, more than 2.5 million are fully vaccinated. Just last week, I got my first dose, and I could not have been more excited. We are beginning to turn the corner in our fight against the pandemic. The big question now is, do you require people to have vaccine passports to do things like travel and attend sporting events? It's a controversial topic. President Biden's administration has said there will be no federal mandate for vaccine passports, that their role is to provide guidelines while the private sector develops the passport. The governors of both Florida and Texas have recently signed executive orders banning vaccine passports, citing privacy concerns. Hear me out. Perhaps the best course of action is to strongly encourage people to get vaccinated rather than make it a requirement. We know not everyone will get the vaccine for whatever reason, but if as many people get vaccinated as possible, we can and will beat this pandemic. Have a great day. We'll see you tomorrow.